Alright, kids, we split up an episode because this stuff is just getting out of hand and real life gets in the way too easy. So, we're moving on. We still got a bunch of stuff to go. Kevin Smith and Walt Flanagan are back in the Batman mythos, baby. With Batman, the Widening Gyre. I knew I was supposed to look this up, and while I do regard myself as a bright young man, I don't know what the fuck a gyre is. You're Mr. English degree. What the fuck is a gyre?
That's Scottish, man. I can't help you.
What? Well, okay, Scottish, English. Yeah, I suppose. But it's a relatively promising start. If he can keep the schedule like he did well enough, I suppose, for Cacophony, then, you know, maybe our boy is living in life now.
Yeah, but this is 6 issues, not 3.
Well, I mean, you know, he wants to eat. He loves to eat. You know, if he wants to keep that eating ability, he's going to put those things out on time. And he knows that people make fun of him for how poorly he's been in the whole consistency realm. So, you know, eventually he had to say, all right, I got to knuckle down and just fucking do it. Right?
Yeah, I can't disagree. Obviously, his writing is not a problem, but his time management is.
Yes. But I think, you know, like I said, if he can keep at least as close a schedule as he did with Cacophony, even though that was only 3, then we can probably make some progress with this and be satisfied with a book.
No, I liked what he did with Poison Ivy. I liked how he used Etrigan, and I really feel that the art is a big step forward for Walt, or Mr. Flanagan.
I met that guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. These, yeah. How strange was it with, I mean, look at these characters, man. Come on. Baron fucking Blitzkrieg. Give me a break.
They didn't make him up.
I know. That's the problem. And he reactivated Baron Blitzkrieg? Really?
Nazi robots never die.
And not for nothing. And for God's sake, even though we're on the edge of civility, we're not anti-Semites. But when the fuck was Robin Jewish?
Which Robin?
Well, that's the thing. Which Robin is this? I mean, he's got the short pants, so he's got to be either...
I don't believe he's
Dick.
Jewish. I think he's just dressing up like that to fuck with Baron Blitzkrieg.
Well, I mean, and that would certainly do that, but it would also be a bit disrespectful as well.
Kevin Smith.
It is Kevin Smith, but even Kevin Smith has to go within the bounds of who the character is to begin with.
Not necessarily. I mean, people step outside those bounds all the time. Like, where you're talking about
it
a
is
young
Dick,
kid.
because Nightwing is on the very next panel.
So you're talking about a young kid dressing up as a Jewish dude to piss off a Nazi villain, and not, you know.
I can see where you're coming from, but Aryan Army. Ugh.
I love the double A.
This is the big, thick premiere issue too. I mean, you put a lot of effort into this.
No, it was a good read. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to the next one.
And you got everybody mentioned in here too. And who was Edward? Who was Nashton Edward though?
Edward Nash.
Oh yeah, Edward Nash. Yeah, who is that?
The Riddler.
Wait, which Riddler? What, like the Golden Age Riddler? Did he change his name to Enigma for a pun?
I don't. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, he's carving a question mark in his head. But when did the Riddler do that? He's not that twacked the fuck out.
Well, maybe he is because of the widening gyre.
Okay, are we gonna say gyre or gyre?
I believe it is gyre.
So we should at least be internally consistent with this shit.
Or possibly gur.
Gear. It's gear.
There you go.
Widening gear. It's Grant fucking Morrison writing it. That's what it is.
No, that's coming up next.
Strange words that don't make any fucking sense in Scottish.
I believe that Grant Morrison will be appearing in the next comic.
In number 2 of
the next one in your pile.
Oh yes, but that's the next one. How much fun did Walt have drawing Ivy there?
I would assume about as much as he had drawing Etrigan.
That's you.
Dude, you're the one. It's a comic book. Qualifies for you for this. Move on.
All right. Well, I don't know what you want from me. I just sit here and look at weird things, and I'm like, what the fuck? So, Croc is actually just one big walking wart? Is that what I'm getting out of this?
It's a skin condition.
Yeah, there's a skin condition, and then there's covered in one huge wart.
It's a lot of little tiny warts that give the appearance of one big wart.
What, like a painting?
Exactly.
Batman should just give it to Ivy one day, just to shut her up.
He probably has.
Yeah, we don't know what they get up to in, off panel.
There is no Batman Max.
There could be. just don't let fucking Garth Ennis near Batman. That's all.
You'd love that book. Who are you kidding?
Probably. Hey, he breathed energy and life back into the fucking Punisher.
Bat arse.
Because, man, I just couldn't deal with Frank Castle for a long time. Then Garth came around and was like, wow, this is good shit again. And it was a long time. Uh-huh. Now, when did Etrigan become a damn people eater?
No, he's a demon. If he feels like it, he can chat on some people. He's got options.
Yeah, this book is full of stuff I ain't never seen in any other book over all these years. And I'm not saying it's bad or that's bad, but I'm just making note. I've never seen Etrigan eat people before.
Okay.
Okay, let's do. Anyway, so who's this new guy?
They don't know.
They didn't even give him a name.
Nope.
He just dropped some holy water on Etrigan, and Jason Blood came back, and there's this guy who looks like some kind of hyper stylized goat.
Has there been a hero called the Goat yet?
I'll bet $1 there has been a character named the Goat, but I will never read his book.
El Goto. It's El Chupacabra.
Wouldn't it just be Chupa? El Chupa. Speaking of Grant fucking Morrison, the Monster Bat ATV is back! Yay! On the opening splash page.
This book is weird.
It is. But it's Grant Morrison, so you expect that. I don't really... I had this argument in the shop. I've had this conversation with you. Endless money. Trusted and tried and true designs for vehicles. Dick comes up with a Monster Bat ATV.
Why not?
At least as good a question is why.
Because he can.
Well, that's what Rain Summers says, not Dick Grayson.
Look, he wants an ATV. You want an ATV?
There is absolutely no point to it, though.
Why not?
He's got all those other vehicles ready to go, designed, working, tried and true.
Those are all Bruce's. He wants a vehicle, it's his. It's like his first ATV car.
Okay.
I'm just shocked he never built a Robin mobile.
Damien wakes up and his first words, "So whose neck do I break first?" And then Pygmalion loses his fucking mind and makes absolutely no sense.
I hate this character. This freaky pig doctor thing is just...
And then, are these things from other literary things, or is he literally making shit up as a tohu va bohu and boo hoo hoo? Wednesdays, the Gorgon Queen comes in on tiptoes with 1,000,000 forked tongues for hair. What? What? And it's all, he does all of this, his whole thing with the crime and the dolls and it's all a great big inferiority complex.
Well, sure, he's a pig.
What? He's a man who puts on a piggy mask because he's nuts, because he has an inferiority complex that is so horrifyingly bad that he kills people for it.
Hey, it's more logical than half the villains out there in the Batman universe.
I don't know about that. At least you can just say, yeah, he cuts himself when he kills somebody. He's just keeping count. He's a psycho. He's using psycho methods for keeping count, but he's just keeping count.
That's only one. I mean, you know.
Well, the Joker is just so far gone that he's just not even... There aren't any human thinking thought patterns in his head anymore.
But that's not actually logical. Like, obviously the Joker is a much better villain than Pygmalion, but, you know, he's got an inferior complex, so he's recreating the world in his image. Is classic crazy. Why not? Well, do I want to read anything about him again? No, I want him to go away. And
it's the details of the methods of that recreation that drive me up the wall.
It's all this is based on the fact that you don't like the dude. That's if he were an awesome villain, you'd be like, "That's a great storyline. His inferiority complex." But you're like, "You're annoying, and I don't like you. Go away and stop making mutants."
This guy, what the fuck was this all about? And then the Red Hood's back. Except he's... the hell kind of outfit is that?
Well, it's a hood.
Besides that. I like that they went retro with the whole great big huge red dome thing.
Right.
That's fine with me. But why does he have a red skull?
It's a crossover.
Shouldn't he have like the Houston Astrodome on there or something? I mean, holy shit, a sports reference from me. Next book. I'm confused as fuck by Flash Rebirth.
I think it's totally understandable that if you bring back the hero with the dullest personality, the book is not that interesting.
No. It's peculiar. And this pseudo-philosophical... I don't even know what the fuck to call it. You know, he created himself, but he created himself because fucking Professor Zoom created himself so he could kill the Flash and take his place. So there's two loops going on within each other and crossing each other.
We have to go back to that Wade storyline with the return of Barry Allen, which was actually Professor Zoom, and much of this is taken from that.
And not only that, the Speed Force isn't really the Speed Force. I mean, Barry generated the Speed Force in utero when he got hit by the fucking lightning. That he is the Speed Force because he created it, and he created it because it's what? This is the kind of shit that gives you aneurysms.
Speed Force has always been a very confusing thing to try and explain. Like, Barry Allen got hit by lightning while holding chemicals and became faster than anyone else. It's not brilliant, but you can go like, he was holding Mercury and Quicksilver, and he got hit by lightning, and now he's really fast. Move on.
Easy enough.
But, the mythical Speed Force and Savitar and the Black Flash.
I don't even mind there being a Speed Force, but I was happy when I perceived it as a force of nature, for lack of a better phrase. Now they've got me all fucking confused with this retroactive shit just to have a story that didn't need to exist at all.
Hey, but Barry Allen is back.
Yeah, but we don't even know if he's sticking around, man. We don't know if he's supposed to stick around. We don't know if he wants to stick around.
I am not a huge enthusiast for this book. I was very curious from the beginning, but I have lost. I mean, I wasn't following Flash before this. I'd never seen the Black Flash before. I really enjoyed Wade's run, but that was about it. So I'm not up on Flash enough to keep up with this. The things that have happened with Wally and Bart and Max and Johnny and Jenny Quick and dear fucking God.
There are way too many goddamn speedsters running around the DCU. And they're all related somehow.
Yeah,
in one way or another. Ugh. They're turning into human lightning bolts. Killing me. I mean, I love looking at EVS's stuff, as some other people have called him. I don't know why they can't just say Van Sciver. But, and then Max Mercury, the Zen master of wit quickness. What is it? And it, talk about a fucking cliffhanger. Liberty Bell, the former Jesse Quick, just bloop comes to an epiphany, rattles off the names of a bunch of speedsters, and the book's over.
There you go.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does it mean? You must know. You know everything.
I do. I don't know everything about the Flash. This book confuses me, and I remain confused.
Now, where did Max Mercury come from? Is he a silver, or is he a gold?
I believe Wade made him up.
Yeah?
And sort of retroactively inserted him, but I'm not positive on that.
It's been so long since I read those Wades. Enough of that confusing shit, and onto the just strange shit. Detective Comics, 856. Back to the strange little goth fucking Alice in Wonderland chick. Big fight. What's going on in this book?
I don't. The art is amazing. That's all I really have for you. I don't know where the Batwoman came from. I don't overly like the character. It feels like the Huntress to me, only a lesbian.
Well, haven't there been doubts about the Huntress in that regard?
Fair enough, but, and if I don't care about the lesbian aspect. I think, the fact that they're making it very open is kind of cool, that they're not hiding that in any way. There's no North Star's gay horse shit going on here, but I don't overly care for this book right now. I'm sorry. And Detective is the staple, and this is what they're doing with it. But having said that, the art is mind-numbing.
It's not very detective-y, I want some detection going on. There wasn't. She didn't go looking around for clues. She just kind of fell into the lap of the villainess in the first issue. That's not very detective.
My problem is I keep thinking of the crossover with the Mad Hatter, and of course.
Yeah, where's he? He should be here in this with her.
The Marvel villain, the White Rabbit, that fought Spider-Man and the Fabulous Frog-Man.
That's a nice little crossover for you, huh?
There you go.
The White Rabbit and this crazy goth chick who doesn't even have a name. She must have a name. The Queen of Night, the Queen of Blades, the crying goth chick with the affected voice and the white lettering and the black. Blah, blah, blah. I want detectiving in my Detective Comics.
I want Batman in Detective Comics.
You know, I could even deal with not Batman in my Detective Comics if I had detectiving in my Batman comics.
If you say detectiving one more time.
I want to see them having detected. Don't you squirt me with the cat bottle, man. Come on.
Alright.
They gotta detect.
In
In the 7-page dance routine with her and Maggie Sawyer, when did Maggie Sawyer leave Metropolis?
I do not know.
And why? Was she outed? Was there a problem there?
Who
Is
knows?
Metropolis not as tolerant as it could be? The utopia of the United States of superherodom?
It does seem unlikely.
What? Just
With the painted feel of this book and obviously the storyline that they're working on, did this feel at all like the Alan Moore Promethea?
I never did read Prometheus, so you got to tell me. No, that was just before I had to get out of comics. So, yeah, detective. I got nothing for it. Batman 689 and 690. More Judd Winnick and Mark Bagley goodness.
Now, this is your preferred Batman book right now.
Right this second, it's neck and neck with Confidential. So, Dick is doing a pretty good job of scaring the shit out of everybody. and being Batman. Most people don't know, most criminals don't notice. Which is just fine. It's nice to see him jumping in at, street level basic crime. He's chopping up a gambling house. Gangsters.
There you go.
Good stuff. What's his face? What's his face?
Two-Face.
Two-Face is getting bigger and bigger ideas. He knows it's not the Bat. Well, what's he going to do about it?
He's going to find out who it is.
And then what's he going to do?
Well, I can't really answer that. Presumably flip a coin and try to shoot him.
We get more backstory, back history about Bruce. Apparently he's quite the little artist there. Who's driving that thing? Edited 22. Where was I?
Reading.
Yeah. Is this the no, the Roses. Who is this? Black Mask, right?
Yes. No, the Rose is a Kingpin's
Yes.
kid in Marvel. Black Mask has the crazies. Two-Face has the plan. Preacher Leary will let us use the back of the church. We could put on a show right here.
Who's this other idiot? Why do they keep bringing in these special forces guys who just have their asses handed to them every time they show up?
Oh, the Sarge?
The Sarge, the soldier, whatever the hell he is. Just, let's bring in someone with military experience. Let's kick his ass like every other street punk. Happens all the time.
Well, what are you going to do? Batman is better than everybody.
Even as Dick Grayson.
There you go. No, it felt kind of nuke-like, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, did we ever figure out which Clayface this is?
No, I haven't figured it out. It could be 5. There's been what? There's been like 6, right?
4 I'm sure of.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where this goes.
It's a fun read. I really enjoyed Winnick on Green Arrow, and I'm enjoying him here.
Bagley is trying a slightly different style than he did on Trinity, which was a little more stylized. This one's a little more gritty, which is just fine with me, because although I liked him on Ultimate Spider-Man,
No.
that style he used in that book would never work properly here.
No, definitely not.
And it just barely operated in Trinity. But, I had 2 strikes against that book as it stood.
I had 12, so...
Clayface. I'm so glad they brought back Clayface. But they found a batarang. Or a bat throwing blade, or whatever the fuck it is, because batarangs usually are much bigger and curved. Two-Face is going to find out where they're manufactured. Oh my goodness.
That's bat-tastic.
And he's going to find out that they were like hand ground in Malaysia by some guy who's dead now. But I did dig him defacing the giant penny.
I love that.
That was great. That says, without a doubt, okay, Bubba, I know where you're at. I know who you are because of that, and I'm coming for you. Have we had enough DC for one fucking night?
Probably
You want to
not.
switch gears a little bit here? Oh my god, there's too much DC tonight.
That's what you've been buying.
Let's do it like this, because that's what's out. We still shouldn't talk about Blackest Night yet. So
we're going to end up having an entire Blackest
yeah,
Night
we
show.
should. We absolutely should. Everybody else is going to do it. Fuck it. That's what we're going to do. New Avengers 56. Looks like a big battle on the cover. So, is the result of Chemistro and the Wrecking Crew taking out everybody but Mockingbird.
Dude, why?
Because
there's a cliche for you.
Because Mockingbird doesn't have powers.
Every hero's on the ground except for the weakest. And then she holds her own. Wait, what powers does Hawkeye have exactly?
Well, yeah, he's not... Well, I mean, he's kind of puking, but he's up. He's not totally unconscious. So, he should be getting up in a page or two. But she proceeds to try to beat the shit out of him with her little batons.
Mockingbird, really? Like, who was clamoring for that?
I don't care about Bobby Chase at all. Whatever her last name is, I don't care. She is smart enough to grab the shield and the gun. So that's a start. And she blows apart the gun, which is even smarter. It's about time this character actually, contributed to the fucking story here.
There you go. She has upset Hawkeye.
Well, I mean, as much as I'm all for somebody fucking around Clint Barton...
Besides Echo, you mean?
Besides Echo, yeah. Well, I mean, all she did was die.
And sleep with him.
Well, yeah. Well, how often is that going to happen in books?
What, anybody who bangs Clint Barton or anybody who bangs?
Anybody who bangs. Next
She
thing
banged.
you know, they're
She
fucking dead.
banged.
Okay, Ricky. But yeah, there's the cliche. She takes over. Everything's cool. Oh, but now there's a twist. Fucking Wrecking Crew showing up. Now listen, unless they were actually played for laughs, right? Unless they were actually designed to be a group of doofuses, have there been a bigger group of twits who have made the kind of progress they have?
The Royal Flush Gang.
Oh, who is getting another revamp right now?
Exactly. The Royal Flush Gang makes the Wrecking Crew look like genius supervillains every time.
And yet somehow the Wrecking Crew keeps surviving and they keep kicking ass. They just finally, at the end of the story, meet somebody who can kick more ass.
Well, they have the power of Asgardian gods, all right? It's a lot easier to screw up when you can punch your way through a wall. All right? If Chemistro gets into trouble, he's like, I'll turn this into lead and that will save me.
These guys, I've had a soft spot for the Wrecking Crew, but they're not a great team of villains.
They're appallingly bad. And one of them's named Thunderball, for God's sake.
which you think somebody would have mentioned, in Albert Broccoli's camp at some time or another.
Ridiculousness.
Ugh. So the effect wears off. Did you expect that? Clint wakes up. Everybody's a mess, man. How did they end this one? The Sentry shows up and everybody thinks, oh, bloody hell. And then the Nullifier field fucks with him too. I like it. Because, you can't have him just being the Deus Ex Machina all the goddamn time. Hey, Bob, go save the day. We're ready for you.
Sentry's crazy. Literally.
Well, aside from being crazy, I mean... he's just... There's Ace in the hole, and then there's Sentry. Oh... Scary preach. So, what happened in these last few pages? Seriously, what happened in these last few pages?
This kid's, by the way, 9 times out of 10 when this podcast sucks like a boiled dog at dinner, it's because the Tech Jedi is reading the comics again and losing focus. So anytime you hear what's going on here, or he starts overanalyzing the art, it's because he started to reread them. And that's when you go, oh, well, I guess this one's over for me.
Yeah, well, the armadillo's here. That's what really makes it over for me.
Love the armadillo.
I don't understand how you dig the armadillo so much.
It's a dude who turned himself into a giant armadillo for crime purposes to save his Spanish love, who then ran off with the money because she didn't want to sleep with a giant armadillo. How do you not love that character? Like, what's not to love? And yes, I know the armadillo's origin. Screw you.
He was part of the Unlimited Class Wrestling League.
He was? It was cured at one point and then went back to it because missed being a giant armadillo, I guess.
Oh wait, we've done this Avengers. We've done this Mighty Avengers. Never mind, skipping over Mighty Avengers. Daredevil 500. Thick ass book. Awesome cover.
Yeah, I totally enjoy the Frank Miller story. The little flashback to Daredevil 300.
Yep. I was thinking I might want to start getting Daredevil. And then it turns out that this is Brubaker's last issue.
Who's taking over?
I don't remember reading who's taking over, but it ain't Brubaker.
No, I will be definitely checking out the Brubaker Daredevils, but this was hard because I had not read anything preceding it.
Right. But, I mean, he gets to be the leader of the fucking Hand now. What happened? How does that happen? We got to start looking back.
Does that make him the Thumb? I always wondered that.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes, it is.
That's horrifyingly bad. What is wrong with you? The Thumb? I think it's that finger. That's the leader. I mean, look, it's right there. It's longer than... They had a nice little pinup gallery in here that wasn't too bad. The cover gallery, I like the cover galleries in all these anniversary issues. Because I can look through each and every one of them, and I was like, oh, I saw that at New York Comic Con, and they let me pick this one up at San Diego Comic Con, and that was the first one I ever bought.
I think the earliest comic I own is Daredevil, like Daredevil 8 or something.
Oof, all the way down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With him, with Stiltman?
Maybe no. Although I have like 27, which has Stiltman, but no. The earliest one I have has him fighting the Animen or some dudes in animal costumes or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, I think that's what this cover would be. I mean, you need a magnifying glass to be certain of this stuff. Third, just under the thumb there, the green creatures on the cover.
No, this is it right here. I own that one.
Oh, it's on the cover of that. That doesn't look like the Stilt Man.
No, that's the
animal guys.
Yes.
Wasn't that? They're the ones with the huge bulbous things on their ears with the antennas coming off.
Yeah. Gem. You're unadulterated gem.
Oh, I remember the No More Mr. Nice Guy cover. That was great. He was carrying the Magnum there. But way back here, the first Daredevil I bought was around. That must have been the first Bullet one, because I had heard JRJR was doing it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I need to get JRJR. So these cover galleries are great. I have a great time with these. And then there's ones you're like, oh, I remember that issue. That was 94. That sucked. I remember that one. That was 97. That was dumb.
The red and the gray costume. Scott McDaniel doing the Frank Miller pastiche art. Every comic has periods that I don't love.
Oh yeah, that's just natural. Was the owl? I mean, really? Who would think about bringing back the owl?
Well, didn't literally they just kill him off in the Avengers?
The owl?
Yeah, the Hood took him out.
Oh yeah, because he wouldn't join up. Yeah. That's just sheer fucking insanity right there.
Well, what are you gonna do? I mean, in Japanese mythology, the owl is a symbol of death.
Really? Are you serious? Just say yes. Don't look at me like, oh,
yes.
Oh yeah, TJ,
also for the American
Of course
Indians.
You know that. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yes, also the American Indians. So of course the owl has to die on a regular basis. All right, what?
Andy Diggle takes it over.
Okay.
So there's hope there. There's hope there. Let's see, where's this cover gallery or this pinup gallery? Because I was quite happy with that. Long pauses.
Read. Peruse.
John Romita Sr. Good stuff right there. Jeff Darrow. Oof. There's a whole lot of detail in that thing. Probably far too many lines for its real purpose. But you gotta love watching, ninjas just falling off bridges. Because they're supposed to be like the nimble minxes of the Asian martial world. And he's just like, whack, bye.
You punch somebody in the face with a billy club, they're going to fall down.
Then there's, let's see, that was Jeff Darrow. Then Joey Q himself gets in on it with what must be a watercolor. But nice. Brian Bendis did one of his own. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Then there's Daredevil's Pop by Patrick Zurcher. Who the fuck is Patrick Zurcher? Do you know? Who knows Patrick Zurcher? Raphael Grandpa, which has got to be a pen name. Have you ever met anyone on a planet named Grandpa?
No, but I have not met everyone on a planet.
And Alex Maleev, who has how many wrinkles can one suit fucking have?
Dude, it's Hell's Kitchen, man. Yeah, he's lucky that it's not disintegrating around him.
That's the D-Man costume.
There you go.
That's the D-Man costume. We're not down on the D-Man. Then they reprinted the entire No More Mr. Nice Guy episode.
No, that's totally different. It's
No, this ain't it.
They took from that and added a whole that's a whole new story in it.
Inside it?
Yeah, all the thing with the little kid and whatnot wasn't in the original.
Oh, that's all additional.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. All right. Yeah, because that's definitely Frank Miller and Klaus Janson at the end. What? A worthwhile read?
Yeah.
It's huge. This thing's like a fucking pound, man. And only $5 for $5 for a pound of paper.
There you go.
Sounds weird, but now I know you weren't hip on the first one, but I was okay as a start. And number 2 of the new Predator Dark Horse series. I didn't need a car chase with my Predator. I really didn't. You know, there's no reason a Predator has to chase a car. He's got a fucking plasma cannon.
I'm waiting. I mean, after that, he'll get a wacky partner. Predator and Jones.
Riggs and Predator. And Riggs is crazy.
Predator likes to break the rules. Jones likes to follow them.
Either that or it's going to be a slobbering dog.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Predator and Hooch.
I felt no need for the first one. I feel less of a need with the second one. The Predator comic is doing nothing for me.
Well, they're going to have a dead... They got a dead body. So are they going to take that away and send it to the government like they would in Aliens, which would bore the shit out of me? And really make me want to like spit right on the comic book itself? That would piss me the fuck off if they pulled that thing away and said, oh, well, hey, maybe we can find their planet and steal their genetic material and make super soldiers.
No.
Bullshit.
It's got blood for acid. Kill it like a bug.
Ugh. But they're definitely going to town. I don't see the need for so many fucking Predators, though. I want one. One stalky guy who scares the shit out of everybody.
It's been done.
Well, yeah, and it worked.
Look, this did literally next to nothing for me. I remember the very first Dark Horse Predator miniseries, which didn't blow me away.
I just have such high hopes for things I enjoy, and
that's why you have Predator vs. Aliens 1 and 2 on DVD, because we're different.
I don't have to. I do not have to. I bootlegged 2. I watched it. I spit at my own fucking screen. And if you remember, I'm so mad that I bootlegged AVP 1 from the video store I worked at that I actually wrote on the disc AVP, God damn it.
Oh, I've never watched AVP all the way through, and I have never even seen anything from 2.
It's not going to help your life to see that movie all the way through. It may even injure it. And you know, that is a conversation that could last a long time too. So we're not even touching that, but what are they going to do? I want to know.
Oh, well.
I will finish this arc. I will absolutely finish this arc. Your favorite DC book of the current era.
Oh, Lord.
Gail Simone and Aaron Lopresti's Wonder Woman, number 35. Who is a guest appearance by Black Canary.
Yes, in their pit fighting scam.
Yeah, which didn't get him anywhere.
Sergeant Steele having his mind swapped with a midget.
Although I do like Lopresti's work quite a bit.
No, I like Lopresti as an artist. I think they've done some interesting things. The whole... Part of my problem with Wonder Woman is that there's so much backstory that when we picked it up in the middle of the genocide storyline.
Well, you picked it up in the middle of genocide.
Oh, you were reading it before that?
Yes.
Fair enough. I have little to no idea what's going on with most of this book.
Well, you don't really want the rest of those to catch up, do you?
No.
I hadn't thought you would. But it's fun to see them team up like that, though. You know, Diana's being all, is this proper? Is this right? I don't know if we should. And Black Canary's just like, fuck that, we doing it. It's gonna be fun.
No, and bringing back one of the gods from that storyline was definitely interesting.
So now that Genocide and the Olympian are over, you might have a little hope here.
You know, I did like the way that they wrote the differences between Wonder Woman and Black Canary. I enjoyed that. I think they have a good run on the character. I like the art a lot. But where is it?
Well, what concept do you want to get across?
Here we go. At the end of the book. First off, I was trying to figure out the name of the... Oh, yeah. The Dr. Psycho was a midget. Yeah.
Which isn't any worse than Psycho Pirate.
At the end of the book, I wanted to confirm it was this one. Wonder Woman offers to take a long shower with a gentleman, and he says, no, I'd rather break up with you.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of last page twist I just really can't deal with. You know, he's been accepted by the Amazons, and he's been accepted by her. And he wants to be a douche about it. Just for the sake of having a twist, to have something, some other subplot to write about. There is no reason he should have pulled that.
Particularly
Not
right
from
before
what
a
we've
shower.
had established.
If you could name any 3 dudes out there that will break up with their girlfriend right before showering with them, I would like to hear it.
I can't imagine anybody I know doing that. I mean, they would have to be... That woman would have to be one stone cold, nuthatch, hateful, spiteful person to get refused a shower. I mean, that just doesn't happen, man. It's only in the literary world where somebody might pull that kind of crap. You know, 90210, Wonder Woman.
Exactamundo.
And if they turn Wonder Woman into 90210, I ain't going to be happy.
I very much doubt that the Amazon zip code is 90210. I think that's unlikely.
It's a Cretan zip code. You don't know.
Based on the size of Crete, it's probably 4.
Alright, I think that's enough for one night. It hasn't been entirely entertaining, but it has been fun. So we'll call this one even, and we'll see you when we see you, and between then you can bite it. Rev?
Or not, really.
Have a good night, kids.
Bye.